Welcome back to the Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough. Last time we recruited Tsundere, and this time I guess we'll, continue recruiting more children, but also 4444. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to wait another 33 seconds to have it all fours, but anyway. Actually, wait, that would be terrible, because if I did that, someone would probably die. Anyway, we have, after recruiting a child, obviously, we have their automatic parent support, so let's go and see these.
Listen.
Now, Tsundere's conversations with her mother are kind of interesting, but you won't really get much out of it at this point.
What? Huh?
So, yeah, it's a separate timeline, so the same things aren't guaranteed to happen this time.
Listen. Any complaints?
This is Tsundere. She's always upset about something.
Well?
That's how she looks normally.
I've had enough!
But I admit she does have a point here. I mean, the bad future sounds pretty horrifying, and I doubt the children really want to talk about what happened then.
Listen. Right. Thank you.
And her Dere side just came out.
Right. Yes.
And generic father support time.
What?
Ridiculous.
Well, that, again, she does have a point there.
Whatever.
Right.
Brilliant.
It's kind of interesting, but Vake doesn't seem to mind the fact that his daughter is into cute dresses. But, yeah, they are kind of similar ages, I guess.
Huh? No.
Huh?
Oh, please.
Just as long as it's not that weird dress that Lucina was interested in. I do admit that with lines like that at the end of the support, I can see why some people dislike Severa as a character. I do partially blame the English version for it. The English version, I basically say it as the English version emphasized the jerk half of her jerk with a heart of gold a little too much.
Oh, come on in.
And I am getting this hammer and staff now. Always jump at the opportunity to grab those, because they are extremely rare. Feels like the time that I, as of recording this, yesterday, I actually found a Shulk amiibo in a store, so I was like, grab! Yeah, and, I completely freaked out, and the, store owner was, giving me weird looks. But anyway, we also need to buy another Master Seal. Actually, you know what? I might as well go ahead and buy Master Seals for all the remaining children. So that's one for Tsundere, 2 for the other 2 children that we have yet to recruit, and I don't need one for the last one, because they're going to be in a special class that's not going to need a promotion. So, with that, what we have to do now is, I kind of want to train Tsundere a bit, because she's definitely not all that great of a level. The problem is, the only recent skirmishes that are on the world map at the moment are one there, and one over at Wildheart's Castle. They're way too strong for her, I'll just say. So what I actually might have to do is, we finally get to see what this does, the rigging box. Now, the rigging box, interestingly enough, costs a lot more gold on the higher difficulties than it does on normal mode. So if you're playing normal, grinding is overall easier. Also, if you're playing... Really, I guess it's only useful on normal and hard, because on Lunatic, you do not want to use a rigging box at all. Might as well be called a Seal Your Doom box. You don't want to, trust me. It'd be pointless as well, because skirmishes only give 1 experience on Lunatic mode. Yeah, they rigged the experience formula so that skirmish enemies always give only 1 experience. Yeah, they don't want you grinding there. So anyway, the rigging box, you just have a character use it, and it summons a random bunch of Risen to the World map right on your location. The later a chapter that you're on, the stronger the Risen will be. So this one, I find, is relatively good enough for Severa, so I'll just take care of that and I'll see you back here later. So here's a funny quote that I actually had planned to show off at some point. This random event tile quote from Severa, it's a callback to one of Cordelia's random event quotes where she finds the same book and she likes it, so yeah, pretty funny reference there. And well, in case you haven't seen it before, here is the original quote. Yeah, I got these in 2 consecutive event tiles, which is pretty funny. After a couple of battles, I think that Tsundere is ready to promote. I mean, she's not max level, but those stats are pretty high on their own, so I'm fine with promoting her right now. But I did get a support between her and the Vake, and also an extra support between Brady and Noir, because I just wanted to grind their supports up a little bit. So, actually, let's just go ahead and do this one. We haven't gone through very much of this video already, so I can fit in a few more supports. And when you dual struck and helped her against those Risen, because they've actually been fighting Risen and not shopping.
Excuse me?
Right.
We do have a surplus of gold, so I'm kind of fine with this.
Right.
I'm kind of amused that Vake has now been reduced to... is now being dragged out shopping by his daughter.
Huh?
Oh, please.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Hey.
Well, she has pretty much been acting like a spoiled child this whole time.
Yeah, and?
Yeah, you might have wanted to choose your words more carefully there, Vake.
Fine.
Enter the Vake.
Well, hopefully that character building does kick in. Speaking of character building, more supports. That looks kind of hilarious when I've got the... He just says the avatar's name there.
You want some?
Ow, that sounds painful. Well, I think I can. Getting damaged by the spear traps in the Apocalypse side quest of Fire Emblem 6. Yeah, that's a more embarrassing and pathetic injury.
Yes.
Yeah, this confirms that, Noir has anemia.
Well... I see. What?
Yeah, after you've just injured yourself, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, you're not exactly designed for physical classes.
What?
And you have been
Ouch.
injured. Yeah, that ended predictably. Yeah, getting injured while you're already injured. But, oh hey, he's at B with pretty much everyone now. Anyway, regarding supports, I want to make sure that I at least max out every parent-child support before I get to the end of the game, and I'll try and go for a few second-gen pairings if I can fit them in as well. But anyway, okay, before going into this paralogue, we want to arrange skills on this character's parents. The child that we'll be recruiting this time is, if we can find her, the child of Noe. Now, Noe is not going to pass down any skills because the child already comes with both of these. I mean, they're not the best skills anyway, but still. If I had reclassed Noe to something else, I could have passed down something, but every skill that Noe can learn, her daughter can learn as well, so there's no real big deal here. For Donnie, there really is a big deal, because the villager class is considered male exclusive, and because of that, skills from it are considered male exclusive skills as well. Now, these two skills that I can pass down that the daughter would not be able to inherit are Underdog and Aptitude. Now, I have had a lot of people tell me that it's not really all that useful if you're going for the post-game to pass down Aptitude, because if you're grinding, his daughter's going to max out all their stats anyway, so Aptitude just makes them max them faster. But I'm going for a no-grind playthrough here, and let's be honest, Aptitude is going to look hilarious, so I'm going to go for Aptitude. Plus, the daughter will be able to learn Arms Thrift, Patience, and Soul from reclassing to Mercenary anyway. Now, if I go reorder, let's see, Patience, yeah, this is going to take a while. There we go, Aptitude is in the last slot. That is very, very important. This is going to be really fun. For our next mission, we're off to the Manor of Lost Souls. Insert Luigi's Mansion music here. Paralogue 16, Daughter to Dragons. Yeah, there's kind of a reason why there's sort of a reason why I like recruiting this child later. Firstly, because this paralogue's actually quite difficult, and secondly, because, well, let's just say that she's going to be looking a little bit ridiculous. Yep, we're having a regular old Luigi's Mansion situation here. Except with zombies and not ghosts. I love this line. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I can turn into a dragon. Yeah, those Risen are the ones who should be scared. I don't think that's just any ordinary girl. So welcome to the spooky mansion full of scary zombies that have scary myatomes that allow them to attack from 10 spaces away. Ooh, actually, that is kind of scary. Because, yeah, these guys, extreme long-range magic. The fandom often nicknames these tomes Siege Tomes, even though that's never used officially, but we'll also have some recent Dark Knights with, okay. Now, hopefully, if I'm playing well, we won't ever see Life Taker work, because I'm automatically going to restart if I even do see it work. But that's kind of a scary skill as well. Got a bunch of level 7 Risen here. Again, these sorcerers with Forged Ruin. Thankfully, they haven't forged up the crit rate. Forged Waste, though, its hit rate's still pretty bad, but that high might is kind of annoying. Another Maya one, so you want to lock in the ranges of all of the Maya sorcerers. Actually, it's pretty much, like everything around here is in their range. There are also a couple of Entombed here, but their stats are fairly high. They have ridiculously high luck. Still not all that powerful, but I think this is our first time seeing Entombed in a non-optional... I mean, this is technically an optional chapter, but not a skirmish. Now, you might notice these enemies that are trapped inside rooms. And, oh, great counter. That is a scary skill. Yeah, that's going to clue you in that something suspicious is going on here. Something very suspicious. There are treasure chests, so we'll want to bring a thief. The boss here is a Risen Chief Sorcerer with a Waste Tome, but no Maya for him. Down here, though, We have the daughter to Brokens herself, Nah. And she's got aptitude. And her starting stats are actually quite high for a... I mean, I think they're already better than Noe's, and she's like a lot lower than her. Unfortunately, she is currently stuck in a room and she has 0 movement, so she's not actually going to be fighting anything until we get to her to recruit her. Now, who are we going to pick for this chapter? Since we recruited the Severa in the last chapter, we may as well bring her, and her parents, obviously. Actually, I need to promote her, but I'll leave that till just before we go. I've used Noir and Brady a lot lately, so maybe not them. We will be getting... I used Gregor and Olivia in the last chapter as well, and Olivia is not going to like getting hit by Maya, given her resistance is incredibly pathetic. I used Gaius and Pan last chapter. I definitely need a lockpicker, though. Owain, having promoted to Assassin, but not going through Thief first, doesn't have the lockpicking skill. Let's see, who can we use here? I haven't actually used Stully in a while, so I might want to bring them. Who else haven't I used in a while? Oh, of course we're bringing Donald and Noe. I mean, why wouldn't we? That would just be stupid to not bring them. Ricken's a bit over-leveled at this point. I might bring him later. Actually, we haven't used Laurent and Muriel in a while. Also Libra. In fact, we need a healer, so let's get rid of Maribel and put in Libra. And we don't have any more slots, and that's annoying because I need a lockpicker, and I kind of want to bring Anna here, actually. I bought 11 sword for her because that's actually quite useful for her since she has better magic than strength. Who can I afford to kick out? See, I get the feeling that Crom is going to be Maya bait if he doesn't pair up with Mary Sue, but she is fairly over-leveled at this point. I gave Muriel a Bolganone a little while ago, and Lawrence a Rex Caliber. And she needs more weapons, actually. You know what? I know this seems kind of stupid to bring the bad resistance members of the family when there are a lot of mages, but Kjelle is already maxed on her support with Sully and not with Stahl, so I'm going to get rid of you for Anna. And here, I'm going to promote the Severa, and then do a little bit of inventory management, because that just... I don't want to waste time with that. Anyway, as a mercenary, the Severa can promote to the Hero, or the Bow Knight. And, you see, I already have 2 other heroes, but I still want to promote Severa to one. Reason being, well, female heroes are an extreme rarity in the series, so I want to at least have a female hero on my side. And the cool thing about the Severa is, unlike Gregor, she actually does get a unique palette in her promoted classes. Don't know why Gregor doesn't, it just seems so strange. But yeah, she has a unique pinkish red colour scheme to her hero. The same her inside is fine with me, she's still pretty awesome. And gain the ability to use axes. I actually think character-wise it makes sense to use Severa as an axe hero. Well, that's mostly because I like having Vake as her father and like passing down axe fare to her. So anyway, I'm going to do a bit of inventory stuff. Okay, let's begin.
I'm not scared.
Once again, I say she doesn't need to be scared. This is a defeat. And we have different music to most Child Paralogs. This is a defeat boss mission, but by the time we actually get to the boss, we pretty much have to go through every single other enemy on the map anyway, so it's not really much of a change to the objectives, really. So, gonna make a save point here, and let's get to this. Well, I guess the 4444 was a sign, because I've now failed this chapter way more times than I can count. Ugh. I hate counter, is all I will say now. Anyway, though, actually pairing up the Vake with the Crom here, because they're actually a compatible support, so it's at least better than pairing up with Anna. Now... gonna go ahead and rally our movement here, just to get Noe as far forward as possible, because we want to make sure that we recruit her daughter well, she's not in any danger, but she's so good that we do want her as soon as possible. Sully's falling a little bit behind. Gonna get Libra and Anna down here. And the enemies here don't actually move until you get into their range, or at least they don't at the beginning. Speaking of getting into their range, let's see. Rally time. Although Sully didn't get rallied. Let's see who we can take down here. Probably going to have to go for dual strikes like this, but this is safer than having Stahl take this guy on, because Stahl does not like magic.
Let's get her down. Look at me.
Okay, yeah, if that guy had activated Vengeance, that could have been kind of bad, but he didn't.
Yes.
And a level up. 25. Soon, her daughter's going to have pretty much better stats than her, despite being 15 levels lower, because that's just how ridiculous she gets. Speaking of ridiculous, I'm going to have to lock in enemy ranges for the moment. Mostly, both the Maya guy, all three of the Maya guys, and that's all for the moment, but I'll definitely have to lock in some ranges later on. Let's see. Actually, I could go for this. Yeah, that's pretty much safe. Yeah, something kind of weird is that occasionally Entombed and Revenants...
Ready?
Okay. Occasionally Revenants and Entombed have odd rhythm or even rhythm. That's kind of strange. I don't know if I pointed that out before, but it almost feels like that means that some of them are implied to actually be zombified Targwell or Manicheets, which is sort of disturbing. But, anyway, still moving forward. And might as well grab the event tile. And a bit of extra experience is okay. And here we're introduced to the gimmick of this map. Basically, the walls here will open and close themselves, meaning the map is kind of dynamically changing. It's a good thing this wall opened up, though, because now we can actually get to know his daughter. We do want to watch out for these two Dark Knights, though. They're annoying because they have both forged B-rank tomes as well as silver swords, so they're dangerous to both physical or magical users. They're actually extremely irritating. Might equip the Dragonstone Plus just for the extra resistance. The Revenant and Entombed are kind of fine. I like to set things up so that either Stahl or Sully takes on the Entombed, because they give a lot of experience, and Sully's falling a little behind, as far as levels go. Though, best case scenario will be the Severa gets it, but she, and I should have rallied. The thing is, I almost wish that this game had an auto-rally option that made it so that any time a character with a rally skill ended their movement, they automatically use their rally, because there's really no, I mean... Unless you don't want to increase your strength, mainly like with things like Rally Strength and Rally Magic, like if you want to avoid killing things to weaken enemies, yeah, then maybe having a rally skill activated is not a good thing, but usually there's no real downsides to killing Risen twice. And that would be 3 times because they're already dead the first time.
Come get some.
And the Entombed is going to come get some now. These Entombed are relatively high level, and they actually can hit kind of hard at this point in the game. They're still basically punching bags for experience, though. They just, the way they ominously appear like that.
Let me out.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, the enormous amount of experience that Entombed give doesn't carry over to dual strikes. That's... yeah, I mean, she's going to get targeted by a lot of magic, so might as well be getting resistance. That'll help, but speaking of being targeted by a lot of magic, we are being now targeted by Blondre. And one Dark Knight down. This is but a prelude to the horrors that are going to happen over the course of this chapter. And the Severa can't even get to that guy. Who can, that means? Because she can't rally the movement of herself. Speaking of rally movement, I will need to do that because if I do rally movement, I'll actually be able to recruit Noe's child right now. So I'll go for that, but first, yeah, let's just, and gonna have to Beast Killer, even though that's not gonna be 100% foolproof. If Kjelle doesn't Dual Strike, I'm gonna need someone else to take this guy out. Also, she Dual Strikes, so I'm fine.
All you.
That's an enormous amount of damage. I'm kind of really regretting bringing Stahl to this chapter, but I really needed some kind of, I really needed him to get some experience, let's just say. He was falling a little bit behind. Like I've said before, you basically want everyone to be around level 10 promoted at this point in the story, so that's why she's going to have to get into range, isn't she? Oh well. Rally movement. And now I'll talk about the enemies over here in a little bit. These walls are going to open and close on their own, so sometimes the enemies will have avenues of attack that you don't expect, and that's really annoying about this chapter. Sort of forces you to fight the enemies on their terms rather than yours. But let's recruit this child on our terms.
Whoa! So...
And no ring proof of identity this time, because Noe is pretty much the only young-looking Manakete in this timeline, so... yeah, it makes sense that Na would know her immediately.
Okay.
Noe kinda doesn't get it, though.
Wow. So, hey. Huh? Trust me.
Yeah, her name is kinda weird, but in the Japanese version it was even weirder. I'll talk about that when we get to the end of the chapter.
Let's do this.
Noe, you are being really dense right now.
Yay.
I love that deadpan. Yay! Anyway, I'm actually going to transfer Noe over... I think I probably should, because Donald is completely fine on his own. I mean, he's just sort of ridiculous. I've given him a couple of extra items that'll be useful here. Annoying thing about these walls is that you can't actually stop on the breach wall, most likely because otherwise it would then potentially rebuild itself on you, and that would be extremely painful. Now, speaking of these walls, though, some of the enemies over here actually have long-range weapons, and what I like doing here is luring them into attacking from over the wall. Let's see, you can go there, and you don't want to get attacked by too many at once, but right there seems like a good spot to put a ranged attacker. So going there. Now I might need Sully to ferry Anna across because I like to call this area down here the zone of death. Now, these enemies here will not be a threat for a little while, but repeated Maya usage gets very, very annoying to deal with. So, and yeah, as you can see, that wall repaired itself and that one there broke. Speaking of which, here we have Maya. Maya is an extreme long-range Dark Tome that has a very bizarrely long animation. I mean, the animation goes for a while before it actually tells you if it missed, yet the character dodges it really early. It means that when you see a character get hit by Maya, they basically just stand still looking like an idiot for a while. So, what I'm doing here is fitting out the enemy's numbers from across the wall via long-range attacks. I like doing this because you're going to see why later. Though I get the feeling that one of these walls is going to open up soon, and because of that, I'm going to form a defensive perimeter around these pillars. Like I was saying before, pillars are pretty much the only defensive terrain that you really get indoors. Now, Anna needs to go all the way over here for the chest, so I like to ferry her across like with Sully like this, because Sully has no one else to pair up with at the moment. Have Stahl go over there for the S support bonus. And the enemies inside that room won't actually attack from over the wall yet, so that is, that's pretty good for us at the moment. Okay, that wall just closed itself up.
I have this.
You don't, because... So as you can see, if the character just stands still like that, like an idiot, then you know they've been hit by Maya. And I am going to have to either physic or... Yeah, here's the annoying thing about Maya. There are many annoying things about Maya, but the main one is that... It's really annoying. It hits you from a long way away, it does a ton of damage to people with low resistance. It's all around a very, very irritating skill to have to go up against. I am a little worried one of these walls is going to break down soon, so... And I'm actually going to have Na take the Dragonstone Plus, because I think she needs it more. Also, as you can see, she has Donald's Aptitude, so that's going to be fun when she actually levels up, and she levels up very, very quickly, so... Shouldn't be too much of a problem. That guy, unfortunately, has a spear, so... We can't exactly attack him from a place where we won't be able to counterattack. Stahl can't quite get out of Maya range. And now I'm just going to wait over here. And have the others wait there. And no wall. I swear these walls don't always open and close in the same pattern that they usually do. I swear when you actually want a wall to open, it doesn't open. Here's where load characters are kind of annoying. Now, a few other things that I can mention about Yeah, you are annoying. Normally I have Laurent take him out early, but... Don't think I am quite able to do that here. That's still in Maya range, so I'm going to go down here and equip this. Yeah, I want to take out a few of these warriors, but I don't want to take too much damage here. And I want to be ready when this wall collapses, because it is going to collapse, trust me. Just rally luck, may as well. Now, I know that some of the wall collapses are directly triggered by crossing certain points of the map. These walls here, I like to refer to these as the 3 lines, and they all trigger certain things when you cross them. See, what are you doing, walls?
Go for it.
Now, another thing about Maya that's kind of interesting, Maya, if you're using it, it actually prevents your partner unit from dual striking. It's also impossible to double with Maya as well. The only exception is in double duel. In double duel, you can double and dual strike with Maya, but in normal gameplay, you can't. So yeah, one of the only weapons in this game rigged to not be able to double, almost a foreshadowing of the way javelins and hand axes are going to work in Fates.
It's fake time.
And that was the last use of Vake's short axe, so yeah. And here's where it's very useful for Crom to have a javelin equipped. Well, him getting hit by that is not useful.
Learn your lesson. Thank you.
Even though they're not supported, Dual Strike Plus, in addition to Vake's very high skill stat, means I am really surprised this wall is not opening up yet. I am actually a little concerned about that. The Severa still... See, these warriors have a ton of attack power. Yeah, I almost feel like I actually should try and lure one of them with Nah. The problem is, this wall's almost bound to open now, and then this guy will come spilling out. But I've got some people on defensive duty down there. Now, I would like Kjelle to finish this one off, except for the fact that Stahl needs the experience more. Yeah, I'll just do this and hope that Kjelle dual strikes.
Too easy.
Showing me up.
Oh, and I still keep hearing, too easy, piece of cake in my head whenever she does that. Okay, I guess. And a door key. These are going to be useful because there are doors on all three of the lines, as I call them. But when you open the doors, you need to be careful when you open those doors. Separate Anna so she can get to work on those chests. And I really have no choice but to use Crom or the Vake here. So if I do that, the Vake will be in range of one of those warriors. Which means I essentially have to use a long-range axe. Even though I really don't want to waste this on a non-flyer, I kind of have to here. The Vake does not like being hit by Maya, though. So that's why I generally don't have him acting as the main unit here. Vake's speed is not looking very good for this point in the game. He usually has much higher speed and defense for me at this point, so I'm not sure why he's doing that in this run. He's getting a tiny bit RNG screwed. Also, I don't really want to have too many characters clustered down here, because otherwise, when this room opens, these enemies all go for the characters in here, and then it gets really awkward. So that wall. And middle wall's down, okay. And standing around like an idiot, which means he's been hit.
We'll be fine.
Well, we should be, unless you stand around like an idiot. You can see, though, that Nar is a red dragon, so she looks very different to the other two mannequins that we have in this game.
Hang in there.
Despite her Dragonstone Plus and pretty massive defense, she still takes a bit of a beating from these guys. And actually, by a bit of a beating, I mean a lot of a beating. I want to take you out from over the wall. And I would really like the Severa to get experience, but she kind of... Also, Cordelia is currently not equipping a weapon, so let's change that. I'd like this, but I also wouldn't like her to get hit too much. Really, Laurent is kind of the safer option here. I'll just go for him.
I'll take notes from
Now,
you.
I actually want Laurent to fight next to Severa a lot, because I intend to pair those two.
Be at peace.
So, good thing that I'm using them both in this chapter. Except they're not actually next to each other here, but oh well. And this first chest is just another second seal. We already have tons of those by now. It's not really all that important. Although it is a pretty useful item for Nar, because it lets her actually be in a non-Manakee class. And you can finally go out of, except no you can't, because you need to... Somebody needs to heal Nar. Okay, you can heal Nar from all the way over there, that's good. To almost full HP too, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm playing very cautiously in this chapter, that's because you really, really need to. This chapter is downright brutal if you rush into it unprepared. I'd class it as one of the two hardest child paralogs in the game, which is why I deliberately left it for this late.
This'll be easy.
And standing still like an idiot. So that wall might patch itself back up during the enemy phase, so I could try and go after that warrior, but let's just see. Because in case the wall patches itself back up, I probably want to equip a hand axe. And the good thing is that warrior there does not have counter, which is very, very good, because otherwise, severe bad things happen. Trust me, I have failed so many attempts at this chapter to counter because, so basically here, look at this. Okay, counter, 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 and counter. Like, almost most of the things that could have had counter in this chapter ended up getting counter. And it is incredibly annoying because basically when dealing with some of these enemies with counter, it's often just completely up to the AI's whim whether or not somebody lives or dies. Because if the AI wants to, they can just suicide in your face with counter characters and your people will just die and there's nothing you can do about it. It sucks, but it's true. You are not in range of that warrior, I hope. And getting hit by that's not going to do any favors.
I'm here.
Maya on these enemies also seems to, and there's a third Maya guy, seems to make them incapable of moving. That happens to quite a lot of enemies that have siege tomes in the Fire Emblem series. Back in games where you actually could not equip those tomes yourself, they'd often have specific effects that actually reduce the user's movement to 0 for some reason. Yeah, that is not going to be... And I'm also a bit terrified of that 1% critical chance. At least Anna's free to heal Libra now.
I'm in good hands.
Good thing about bringing 2 healers is they can both heal each other. And yeah, you want to bring a lot of healers to this chapter because you're going to need to be regularly healing with all those Maya enemies. I mean, you'll need to be healing a lot. So, who needs healing the most out of these people? I think actually Crom does, so... I also don't like to split up my forces too much here, because... Let's just say we'll soon be dealing with a bunch of enemies from down there, and then we'll also be dealing with enemies coming from up here, so... Yeah, very annoying. You do not want to cross this line before you're ready. Do not cross that line before you're ready, otherwise you will pay for it severely. If you're not prepared, yeah, that's really, really bad. In fact, I'm actually going to use Lawrence again here. Yeah, funnily enough, Arc Thunder
I grow weary.
and Rex Caliber both have the exact same amount of power, but Arc Thunder has better crits,
A
so...
logical result.
What have they been doing to Wind Tome since the, since Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn? Just, Wind Magic is just... Oh, it's been so bad recently in the series. What I'm kind of doing is putting a bunch of characters around these pillars in preparation for the enemies down there. Of course, no amount of preparation can prepare you for counter sometimes, because that is an evil skill and needs to die. I think we're actually safe for the rest of our movement. Okay, that one just collapsed. And everyone's going to spam Maya. Both of them hit, that's not good. Well, at least they didn't get 3 in a row. But here's where backup healers are useful. Backup healers generally a term I give to, like, generally mages promoting into sages that only have an E in staves. So they're not usually used as your primary healer, but they can do a pretty decent job of secondary healing. Does anyone want to be over there? I think at the moment... I mean, I actually wouldn't mind Crom being over that side now that I think about it. Just for the various boosts that he gets. I have to have Anna over here. And Libra's going to get a second event tile of this map. So yeah, this looks kind of... And he offered up a few prayers again. Yeah, we'll need to be praying a lot here. I hate this chapter so much. Okay, Okay, good, that missed. Okay, now I think it's around this point that I should be considering opening this door right here. And I probably want to do it with Stahl and not with Anna. Now, opening this door will trigger something involving the collapsing walls. However, it will not actually, although it might trigger you to be moving, so... Actually, I'm going to switch you over there just because we might need you later and I don't want you to be injured. Now, if I go over here... People have actually told me that since Crom is now level 15 as a Great Lord, it's most effective to reclass him to another class to get skills. The thing is, to me, it just feels plain wrong to reclass a Lord. It just... I'm fine with it to some extent for the other characters, but for Crom, like... Having your main Lord being not a Lord, it just looks wrong to me. It just looks really, really wrong. Anyway, though, the enemy phase on the turn you open a door on a line, all other walls on the line immediately go down. Now, there are advantages and there are disadvantages to doing this. The advantage is that you basically don't have to worry about any surprises in terms of enemies. You'll always know where the enemies will be able to attack from. The bad thing is, the enemies have more locations to attack from.
Look alive!
I knew that would hit.
I will not.
But at least Crom's gonna get some nice tasty HP from this. And triple.
Well fought.
So yeah, even if Crom gets really high leveled in this class, I almost feel like it... I just don't want him to be reclassing now. It just... I don't like reclassing Crom. Just... He's the main Lord and it just feels weird. Even then, a lot of the activation skills that he can get are things like Lunar and Soul, which he already has as part of Ether anyway. Now, all these walls go down, but nothing really bad happens until you cross this line of walls. The moment you cross it, things begin to happen. To quote really, really bad Magneto. Almost want... Yeah, because the moment you cross this line, some walls will break down here, and this wall will start breaking down, which will release the counter guys. And down here, these walls will break down, releasing yet another counter guy and all of these enemies. That's why I'm congregating on the pillars down here. Just wondering who's best to use on each front. I don't want, well, Crom can at least, we have to be really careful here, because I do want to rush out and get rid of those Maya guys. The problem is, then a bunch of these enemies will probably run into us, and that can get very, very bad. Almost want to switch over to Kjelle here and grab her short spear there. And, well, this guy just dies immediately, so... Can't even counterattack us, because Maya can't counterattack from 1 or 2 space range. Maya does have a minimum range of 3, which means someone said that maybe they could actually counterattack a longbow use with Maya, although I'm still not sure if Maya can even counterattack at all. It might just not be able to counterattack, period. That actually not in range of that other Maya guy. See, doing this... Actually, wait a minute. That's probably not a good idea in general. Yeah, almost feels like I actually need Crom to do that there. Not in range of Physic. Just slowly inching across. Okay, Crom's in range now. Good. Because every little bit of health on Crom counts. And that was pretty decent. Okay, now you need to go, and I'm going to equip the Javelin in case of the other enemies. Forge Ruin is very, very annoying as a... I'm saying annoying a lot in this chapter, but this chapter is really, really annoying. Okay, now that you're gone... Just don't want too many enemies ganging up on Nah, because that could be very, very bad. I'll have her back there a bit, and then I'll have Laurent there, and Donnie down there. Meanwhile, everyone else needs to brace for impact, because more enemies are going to be incoming very soon. And by very soon, I mean actually rallying strength is a good idea. So when you cross the first line, those walls go down, releasing the enemies in that room. Also, walls on the second line start going down, releasing enemies from this room. I guess our units are not the only ones who can activate Pointless Vengeance. Double dodge there is good, though. Vague equipping the Vulon Axe for counterattack is not good, though. Almost ran out of that Javelin, though. Chest key, like I'm going to really need that.
To victory.
50% accuracy is, and that hit, yeah, that's a bit shaky. Cordelia, why are you not dual striking? You do have a weapon equipped, and a sorcerer is... Okay, that's terrible accuracy, and it got dual guarded anyway. That's an interesting animation. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. It's funny, I always said that I liked the idea of Severa as an axe hero, but her animations using axes look very, very awkward for the most part. Especially the hand axe. But I've never seen that roll animation before. Stupid Dark Knights. At least we're fitting their numbers a bit. But yeah, that Rex Caliber has enormous accuracy. Especially forged to the point where enemies always forge up both the might and the accuracy of weapons. So, yeah, their accuracy on Forge Wind is pretty insane. Probably one of the few cases where, wow, I think that's the most damage I've ever seen anyone do to Donnie. And now a bunch of enemies who... Counter warriors! Oh, I'll get my revenge, don't worry. I will get my revenge. Why? Why? I hate them so much. I hate them with the passion of 1,000 fiery somethings. I just hate them. Let's see. No. No. Nah needs to be able to take out at least one enemy here. So I can't exactly swing you back. And at this point, okay, don't want to lock you in because we're not really in range of you anyway. What I want to do is lock in the ranges of you. And where's the other counter warrior? Not you. You are the counter guy. Okay, you need to be attacked at range, or I need to one-shot you from melee. And that's not a one-shot. That's not a one-shot either. These guys just have so much HP. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies down here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters here. And quite a lot of us need serious healing. Yeah, that guy definitely needs to go, though. I really, really, really don't like him and want him to die. And Crom doesn't even have a rapier anymore. That's kind of awkward. Speaking of awkward, I need to equip a better axe on Vake. Okay, let's hopefully take out you. See, this would be a really good time for a Fortify Staff, but Libra can't actually use Fortify Staffs. And Crom getting hit there was really bad.
Finished?
If I get unlucky here, you might be finished. Barricading here might not be a bad idea. Except there are too many enemies down here. I hate this chapter, I hate this chapter, I hate this chapter, I hate this chapter. Did I mention I hate this chapter? Yeah, I I sort of need to take you out immediately. So yeah, this would trigger counter were it not for the fact the warrior is going to die on this hit. Counter does not activate on the turn, on the hit that something dies, so abuse that fact to hell. Okay, time to smash you.
Stay calm.
And Severa's pigtails clip through her armor. I mean, what doesn't clip through armor in this game? And Nah doesn't even start with a, 19 will take you down to 10, and then Noe will probably not finish you off. Not even the glass axe is enough. Actually, using the soothing sword might not be a bad idea. I found this in the barracks a little while ago. It restores 10 HP to the user every turn. And it's normally kind of weakened by the fact that it only has 10 uses, but that's not a problem to Super Aptitude guy. Not Aptitude, Arms Thrift. Anyway. Crom need heal bad. Crom need heal bad. Yeah, I am not going to put Kjelle in range of Ruin. Okay, let's see. We have 2 healers. One who heals slightly less than the other. And has considerably less range than the other. Though you do have range to Crom. Now, who else here is the highest priority to heal? I mean, there's always a chance that... Actually, wait, no, this wall will never reform itself because it's, I've unlocked the door on that end. I'm wondering who here needs healing the most. I may as well also mention, for the record, that I hate this chapter. I actually think she needs it the most. Just in case. Eventually I'll be able to start picking off enemies up there from across the wall like I did for the first line, but for now, yeah. I hate this chapter. I think Nah's safe there. And that just leaves the Sully. Okay, that's blocked off a few enemies. Most notably the counter warriors, except if Laurent takes too many hits here. Freaking hell! Okay, that guy is down. But Laurent needs to dodge and I'm having a heart attack right now because I do not want to have to replay this chapter a freaking again. Because I hate this chapter. Damn my luck! I am just the unluckiest person in the world, aren't I? I hate this chapter! Because, yeah, now you're going to move, and you're going to kill him. There's nothing I can do about it. Or Muriel can dual guard, but I'm still not out of the woods yet. Because there is still one general left. This chapter, why? Why? I have reset at this chapter more than anything else in the game. And that is, okay, I am hopefully safe now.
You needn't have.
I don't want to have to do this chapter again. Great. A couple of counter warriors are loose. Counter and counter. And now you're loose, and you're going to go through and attack my vulnerable healers. Brilliant! Unless I block this off. Now, the thing that I like to abuse about the fact that these breaches, like, no one can directly stand on them, What I like to abuse there is that means that the warriors can't actually trigger counter on me because they can't attack me at melee range. The enemy warriors here, they just love to suicide themselves into your face if you let them. So hopefully we won't let them. See, if I do that, there is always the chance the AI is just so spiteful that they will just have the warriors charge up and suicide in your face, and there is nothing you can do about it. Yeah, someone will die unavoidably, and yeah, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. Wow, that was an extremely close call with Laurent there. And thinking about it, I should have changed things so that I, Can I heal from over here? Can't heal anyone worth healing from over here. But if I tried to plug this area a bit... I'm hoping that spear just does a ton of damage. Because it's freaking forged, obviously. Crom's almost at a C with lances, though. Does that mean... Short spear is a C? I could actually trade that over. And Kjelle will be fine to guard this gap if it weren't for this stupid Mage Knight here. I mean, Dark Knight. I keep calling them Mage Knights. Because, yeah, there was a class that was almost exactly the same called Mage Knights in earlier Fire Emblem games. Okay, block off that point there. And I am still having a heart attack. What do I do here? If I weather this initial onslaught of enemies, the chapter is, well, I say mostly safe because there's still one more counter warrior up there! So how much does the Dark Knight actually do to me? 30! Half her health! See, if Laurent was healed, I could actually rush him in to try and thin their numbers down, but he is not healed, sadly. Might as well equip the Levin sword that I gave Anna, though. Restore an absolutely tiny amount of HP to Laurent there. At least that guy is not going to double... Well, I'm going to have to plug that gap there anyway, otherwise the warrior will be able to reach Anna. I almost feel like it's better to not equip a ranged weapon there, so that basically if a bunch of enemies go and... Although she could still potentially get attacked by... Yeah, I'm going to not equip the ranged weapon. What this means is that, okay, yeah, that guy should only be able to be attacked by a maximum of 2 enemies. That guy does have Ruin, though, with its freaking high critical rate. Okay, and I can probably afford to switch over. Actually, better to heal Donnie, because he's the one who actually risks taking attacks here. Oh, I hate this chapter so much. Oh, I kind of forgot about Maya. At least he didn't go for, Vex being a bro this chapter, though. I will admit that.
Right behind you.
Now, this... Okay, actually, wow, Vega's being a serious bro.
Your end has come.
And this is 2 attacks for the price of 1 Javelin use, which is good. And Crom still retains 2 attacks on the Javelin. And for once, thanks friend is actually appropriate. And a C rank in Lancers is very, very nice. Nah, I'm not going to need that chest key. Hello there. Oh my god, I hate your critical rate.
Have another.
I hate that guy's critical rate so much. Okay, at least this guy will probably die without having a chance to do counter. So, another counter warrior down. We lost our Javelin though, so Crom can't counter this guy, but it might actually be a good thing, because if Crom killed this guy, then he could also get attacked by the Dark Knight on the same turn. And really, I probably shouldn't have whipped the ranged weapon, but oh well. Okay, now this set of enemies is looking a lot more manageable, because I can finish you off with my hand axe. I really want to get her rank a bit higher so she can use better throwing axes.
That's what you get.
Yeah, that is what you get for almost giving me a heart attack with that critical rate. Her skill is going insane, but she doesn't have anything, any activation skills to really use it with. Her strength is pretty ridiculous, though. And yeah, gotta remember, this guy still has counter, so do not engage in melee range. Do not engage in melee range, because that's really, really, really bad. Thankfully, though, these 2 are the last ones left from the second line. I'm not getting Gnar levels up, but, I mean, this chapter is pretty ridiculous anyway. You know what? Just on principle, I'm gonna belong all of you.
I'm at your side. And another.
And she doesn't take any
Why,
damage.
thank you.
It's probably been the first time Muriel's actually attacked for a while. That was a really good level up, but, Laurent is kind of overtaking her at the moment. I'm kind of glad that I promoted him to Dark Knight, though, just for the movement, because that movement has been really useful for me so far. And let's see, level 8, and you're level 8 too. Yeah, you need the experience, but you're not going to get the kill, so... Beast Killer time, and I gotta hope for a dual strike there. And no dual strike. And thankfully no Thoron. Actually, can I finish you with Gnar? Yes, I can. I will take that. Now, is the pillar going to block her transformation again? Yeah, it sort of did. I hate it when the pillars do that. Also, here we go. Yeah! Get used to seeing that quote a lot. Thing is, I'm not focusing on getting her too many levels as a Manakete, mostly because... yeah. As a Manakete, she actually... I'll probably want to reclass her relatively soon, because I was saying earlier on that one of the reasons why I really like the Donal and Noe pairing is because of, Arms Thrift combined with the Luck stat combined with Dragonstones equals, yeah, gets pretty insane. Even that, though, I mean, she also has the potential to go for Pegasus Knight for Gale Force, but, I don't really want to do that. Haven't actually used the Ward Staff yet. The Ward Staff's pretty useful in this chapter with a lot of enemy magic users running around. And yeah, these walls are going a little crazy. And the Maya guys are going a little crazy. But yes, when we open up this door here, and Crom can actually do it this turn, then all of these walls go down. But the final line doesn't actually open until you unlock this door here. The problem is there are a ton of enemies, and this guy just loves to go, oh hello, I'm gonna run into your face and just die, and then you kill yourself with counter, because... That is why I don't play Lunatic Plus. For those not in the know, on Lunatic Plus, any random enemy in the game can have counters starting with the very beginning. I don't like that at all. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to mob this Maya guy soon. Whenever I say that, it keeps making me think of Maya from Ace Attorney. Actually, must be my Australian accent talking here. Switch over. Okay, you're actually kind of injured. So yeah, unlocking that door makes all of these walls go down.
Fight with me.
Of course, the annoying thing is that when we unlock this door, then all of these walls go down, and then a bunch of these enemies will be able to rush us from every single direction. Now, the ironic thing about this... The thing is that Actually, if I remember correctly, that chest only contains a medium bullion, so it's not exactly the, imperative that I get that, but... Counter Warriors. The thing is, it's kind of funny, because if you're lucky enough to get a Maya Tome from... I think a few Spot Pass, a few Spot Pass characters sell that, but if you're lucky enough to get a Maya Tome from either that or from random merchants, you can actually Maya snipe the boss to death right from the beginning of the map and just win immediately. And this is probably one of the few maps in the game where I'd actually recommend doing that, just because enduring everything else is just so
Stay calm. All too easy. Face me.
Nice! Very nice.
Thanks.
That sounds really sarcastic, but that was probably sincere because we did actually need that. Now, here is the real problem. In fact, I may actually want to transfer Na over to Donald because I think Donald may need some pair-up bonuses. And Crom over here. The annoying thing is I'm going to pair up Anna with Sully again, just because... I mean, not a bad idea here would actually be to endure one turn of opening this door, rush Anna into this chest and open it, then rush someone to the boss and kill them. I normally don't like wasting experience, but this chapter makes me really nervous, and I don't want to have to ever do it ever again. Speaking of making me nervous, I want to make sure that Libra's kind of far out of range of just about everything. So yeah, even though we've crossed the second line, these walls are not opening yet. And enemies are not spilling out onto us. Do we have any door keys left, actually? Lawrence still has one. He is not exactly one of the first people that I'd want to be on door opening duty, but You know what I could do is... You know what would be hilarious if Armswift worked on door keys? That way you can just have infinite keys. But what I might want to do is just have, like, invincible Donnie, although I'd probably rather use Noe for that pair-up. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Separate for now, and then I'll have Noe pair up with Donald for the S support. Then, I'll have them just stand here, open the door, and because of Donnie's ridiculous brokenness, it should mean that they can basically just survive by just standing there on their own. And from there, when these walls go down, I have the others rush in. Maybe have a couple of people tank on these spots here. But yeah, you are on Libra guarding duty. You're going to be kind of far back because you almost died last time, and you are going to be movement 9. Okay, chest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They need to be at least there, and probably enemies will actually be able to attack them from there. If only I had a rescue staff. Because you'll probably be able to attack Sully from there, actually. You won't be able to. Tomahawk guy probably will. Just gotta plan this out. Because I don't think you can even attempt to snipe some of the enemies from across here, because if you do, and I mean, I might try it, but if you do, I don't think it even works. These guys don't move. Like, for example, I am going to attempt it... Let's see. I'm going to attempt this right here with the Severa, but I think it's actually not going to work. So yeah, you'll wait there. I think that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we'll just go back because she is totally not scared at all, except she really is. And Libra will just go back here. Yeah, see, they're not taking this bait, so they're not going to move. And this is what worries me. So they can't cross that spot, so they'll have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No attack, Sully. And you only have a movement of 5 anyway. And you have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think you'll be able to attack them either. Don't think you'll be able to attack. And hey, go with Libra for some reason. Do I equip the Soothing Sword still or not? Let me see what you have. Axe, axe and bow, magic. Probably won't matter all that much. And yeah, I gave him the glass axe because Arms Thrift kind of eliminates this thing's weaknesses. You know, if all goes well, I hopefully will not even need the... So anyway, if I do the door here... Yeah, see, it briefly flashed that Sully was in range, but because of Donald being here, they're actually blocked for most of this. Okay, let's just hope that I will be able to... Do have to watch out for Crom, though. Okay, let's just hope that I'll survive this turn. So yeah, these walls go down immediately now. And hopefully the enemy takes my broken Donny bait. Okay, yeah, so Crom is gonna need to endure a few attacks here. What I'm worried about is the Dark Knight. Thankfully, you didn't go attack me with a counter. Yeah, this plan could have gone horribly, horribly wrong if this guy had decided that he was going to suicide himself in Donnie's face. Because I have had that happen in at least one of my attempts. I actually think it was Nah who got suicided on. Okay, that missed. I think we're safe. The enemies are kind of blocking the way to get to that chest, though. Nope, sorry. No chance against Donnie. Oh, hello, Mr. Entombed. You put yourself in a pretty good position for me to grab some free experience off of you. Who needs it? Actually, I don't think I'm really in range of it. That's annoying. Oh, that's actually really bad. Because if I want to get to that chest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm going to have to brave counter. Because there's no other way I can kill this guy in time. Well, that's annoying. But I may have to do this, actually. Also, I will have to, Actually, the Severa has a hammer. Yeah, I arm scroll to axe rank up, and that's going to be crucial here. Nice dual guard there. And whack. And another level up for Severa. Getting speed's good. And I can reach the boss now. Except if he hits both wastes on Crom, then Crom is kinda going to die. They can't get within range. Except Lauren can. And he has no risk of dying at all, even if both wastes hit. That'll be my backup strategy, I guess. It feels a shame to waste this guy, but I may have to waste the Entombed. That or we play a game of how many of these guys can we kill before they all are on us like a giant hurricane of death. Because if I take out these two, and then you have Ruin. There is still the possibility this guy could counter-suicide on me. I actually think my only concern is leaving this guy. But I think I may have to. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. I think they can get the chest from there too, but I would much rather get this warrior gone. And we're gonna have to brave counter. Fortunately, this guy dies to 2 hits, so Donnie was not gonna kill himself.
Get ready.
Crit would have been cool. Shame Soul doesn't...
How about this?
Shame Soul doesn't, restore HP after counter damages you, because that would be, actually pretty useful. Okay, grabbing chest. Medium bullion. And now, firstly, we just get a bit of experience from people who... Or I could play a game of let's see how many counter warriors that we can kill on sheer principle. Yeah, you know what? I feel like it, so I'm gonna kill you.
Look out.
Again, because you're already dead.
Time me on your size.
Yeah, thankfully counter does not activate on dual guards. I mean, dual strikes, whatever. Did I just... I killed every single counter warrior on the map. I am satisfied with that alone. So yeah, every counter warrior on the map, gone. Now all I need to do is not accidentally end the turn, because that would be painfully frustrating. And let's see if... Yeah, I reckon we're pretty much fine for doing this. Brains. Aptitude broken brains. Must eat broken brains.
Divide and conquer.
No, it left him on 1 HP exactly, but... one of the only times I've intentionally ended a chapter early because I just can't stand the damn chapter. Spirit Dust, and map over. Crom and Vake were the heroes? I guess that makes sense. Finally, it is
Thanks.
over. And for some reason, Mary Sue is in the final cutscene. And one of my attempts, was an adorable smear on the wall due to counter.
Listen.
And yeah, I was trying to bait that warrior to attack with a bow, but he decided, nope, today I'm gonna charge in and attack in melee range and get you killed with counter. Ooh.
Nope.
What?
We've got this.
Yes, she is strong enough to fight. Trust me,
Right.
she is amazing. Yes, we would love to have
Yay.
you. And we're not going to regret it at all. Trust me, it will be totally worth doing this horrendous nightmare of a chapter.
Whoa.
Oh, yes, they are using rings as identification.
Nope.
Noe's one of the few mothers who just doesn't quite get it at first.
Huh? Trust me.
Name jokes again. So, about the name thing. Originally, when this game first came out, a lot of people thought that Noe's child's name was Soso, which does fit with Noe's Japanese name being Nono. Then people looked more closely at the characters that made up her name, and they realized those were not So, they were N. Her name was, in fact, in the Japanese version, N. I'm not making this up, that is actually Na's name in the Japanese version. She is called N. And it was almost impossible to talk about her character because it was all like, oh yeah, is really, yeah. You would have to call her all the time, and it was just, it doesn't make any sense. So people debated for ages what they would translate her name as because there was absolutely no way they could possibly keep it as And I really think they went with a good thing with Na. It keeps that whole joke that it could be interpreted as just a random response to a question, and
No problem.
it sounds stupid, just like her Japanese name does. So it pretty much gets the same meaning across.
Nope.
But this is interesting because through her child, we get to see a very different side of Noe that we do normally.
We'll be fine. Ooh.
So Noe, despite her young appearance, actually has a surprising amount of motherly wisdom to share, and you'll see more of that in her supports. But anyway, that chapter is finally done. Counter hell is over. I hate that chapter so much. Next time we will hopefully be moving on to a chapter that I don't end up hating that much, so I'll see you then.